So whether you guys are on Team Tank or not, this upcoming game on Sunday against the Tennessee Titans is an absolute must-lose for us. But real quick, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video. Guys, speaking of the NFL draft, we do have NFL draft odds out there. Right now, Shadur Sanders is at -200 and Cam Ward at +165. Number one overall is usually a quarterback type of position to get drafted there. So BetUS is definitely leaning heavily on that. And if you want to put any money down on that, go to BetUS and use promo code YouTube150 for a 150% deposit bonus up to 2K. So, if you look at Tankathon right now, the order as it stands with 2 weeks left in the NFL is the Giants number 1, New England number 2, Jacksonville number 4, or number 3, and Tennessee number 4. So, with that said, this Jaguars-Tennessee game has huge impacts this upcoming weekend. And really, when it comes to winning at this point is going to severely shake up your draft order because the Jaguars and Titans are two teams out of 8 teams that have 3 or 4 losses or wins is what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. A little bit sick getting above it, but we're back out here. So, with that said, when you look ahead at this draft, there are essentially two quarterbacks that are kind of rising above everything. The 2 quarterbacks in this draft will be, like I said, Shadur Sanders from the University of Colorado, and you have Cam Ward from the University of Miami. So those are the 2 top guys, and then there's kind of a big gap, and then I think Jalen Milroe is going to be number 3. So with that said, it is extremely valuable to have one of the top 2 picks. And if you're not in the top 2, maybe with the Patriots owning the number 2 pick, that's a very valuable spot because they can trade back and get a fortune from a team that may want to move up to get that. So with that said, when you're actually looking at this situation, the Jaguars not necessarily need to lose because of the tank. The Jaguars need to lose to disable the Tennessee Titans from getting a quarterback, getting a franchise quarterback, because I think we all know Will Levis is not the answer. Mike Callahan, he is not his quarterback. Mike Callahan kind of inherited him. So with that said, if you actually look at things the way things stand, so if the Jaguars lose, they will essentially pretty much stay where they're at. They would probably stay at number 4 unless the Patriots win a game or the Giants win a game. Now, the Patriots' upcoming schedule, they have the Chargers and Bills, 2 games that they will most likely be heavily underdogs in because they're 2 playoff teams. And but who knows? Maybe the Bills, they're going to rest some starters the final week. I'm not too sure how it plays out. Maybe they lock up the number 2 seed. I'm not too sure about them. And also the Giants, they have the Colts and Eagles. The Giants could very well lose to the Colts, although I think the Giants are a much worse team than the Patriots. But yeah, the Giants are just a bad team. They'll most likely lock up the number 1 spot. So if everything stays as it is, the Jaguars are the number 3 overall pick is the way it's looking. So hopefully what the Jaguars do, because here's the implications here. If the Jaguars win, they will most likely drop from number 3 to number 7 in the draft. And that is pretty substantial. It's not that big of a gap between pick number, if you drop from pick number 25 to 29. But, man, when you're in the top 10, and especially in the top 5, man, the Jaguars, where they stand right now, will most likely be able to get the best non-quarterback on the board. That's an awesome situation, especially if the Jaguars do have a new head coach and GM coming in. It makes the job that much more attractive. So having that drop from number 3 to number 7 is pretty critical in a game that really doesn't mean anything. And if the Titans lost this game, they would drop from number 4 to number 3. So you're bumping them up, and then they're that much closer to be able to get the quarterback of their future. Now, if you flip it and the Jaguars do lose this game and the Titans win, the Titans will drop from number 4 to number 10, basically playing them out of a Shadur Sanders or a Cam Ward unless they just trade substantial draft capital to move up and essentially kind of hampering them from really being able to build a team because they are a team that lacks a lot of talent and they're a team without a quarterback. So it's going to be a tough rebuild, if they were to drop to number 10 overall. So the Jaguars need to do this thing. They need to lose. And, I know a lot of people say, oh, I can't root for the Jaguars lose, but the Jaguars back in, 2010, 2011, whenever Andrew Luck was drafted, they beat the Indianapolis Colts the final game of the season and then allowed the Colts to draft Andrew Luck. We cannot give the Titans an opportunity to draft the quarterback of their future because we want to continue to be able to have this division suck. And then hopefully one day the Jaguars will be good and they don't hand the division over to the Tennessee or to the Houston Texans who suck right now. That's just unfortunate that they've locked up this division with so much time left, and they're not a good team right now. But that just is what it is. When you look ahead at this game on BetUS, the Jaguars are 1-point favorites. So the BetUS thinks the Jaguars are going to win. So I definitely hope we don't. So with all that said, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think the Jaguars win or lose? Are you worried about the Tennessee Titans getting the quarterback? I know I kind of am, but we'll just have to see. Shout out to BetUS, 150% deposit bonus using promo code YouTube150. And with all that said, drop a like on your way out. Go Jags.